Hey, hey, hey!
From the underground caverns of the fungal jungles of the Shinhair, it's the General's Tent!
The fungal jungles. That's great.
Only for those who showed up early.
That was pretty nice. Yeah, I think that needs to be our intro every single time now.
It's a good thing
I
I'm going to
I, I,
post record this.
I really enjoyed that. That was from the do it one more time.
From the fungal jungles of the Shinhair Forest, it's the General's Tent!
Yeah, I like it.
Which I totally stole that from a version of a Loading Ready Run. So we've got to change that a little bit and make it more hex.
Well,
I'll work something out.
I like the fungal jungle. That's pretty good. Um,
Prepare for that rumble down under in the fungal jungle. It's the Shinhair cast. Wait, that's not correct. It's the general.
Something about Mushwaki and other shroomkin and what is he? The chef? What's his name?
The Shiitake.
The shiitake chef. Yeah, stuff like that. Good times. Yeah.
All right.
So.
Well, okay, fine. I've got a project now. I'm going to write up one for like every single race, and it's going to be all announcery.
And we can do a different one every time.
Yes, we'll do a different one every time.
All right. I think you need to tie in Mokog and function in there as well. Like you got to say General Sent with Mokog and function or something like that.
Oh,
make
I'll
it
get
like
creative. You saw me drop an epic rap battle. That's all I'm saying.
That was pretty ridiculously epic. Yeah, it's got to be like all kind of game show host. Come on down. You're the next contestant kind of thing.
You're the next contestant on the General's Tent. Come on down. Watch out for the mushwaki he bites.
Yeah, I like it. Anyways, so in case it's not already obviously apparent, this is the General Sent with myself, Function, and my good buddy Mokog. And here we are to deliver your weekly dose of Hex news, commentary, and other nonsense / shenanigans. And there we go. There's the Hex screen. I was reloading Hex real quick while we were getting started, and we're back on it. To deliver your weekly dose of Hex news, commentary, and other nonsense / shenanigans. And there we go. There's the Hex screen. I was reloading Hex real quick while we were getting started, and we're back on it.
But extra shenanigans without a shillelagh.
Something like that. What's your what's been going on for you, Mokok? How's your week been?
My week was okay. My weekend was terrible, but it involved a lot of rest to recuperate from the terrible. So my terribleness actually kept me from getting the tournaments, and I was sad.
Yeah. My weekend was all right. Celebrated my birthday. Went to a Blackhawks game on Friday night, and then the rest of the weekend it could have been a little bit better, but it could have been worse too.
That's right. You have the chocolate birthday. Your birthday's awesome.
Yeah, actually, I do have chocolate somewhere. I forgot about that. My grandpa sent me a whole bunch of like Fannie Mae chocolates, which is like a Chicago chocolate factory. I have them laying around somewhere. Oh, I forgot about that. How did I forget about those? They're so good. Yeah. Anyways.
All right. So one of the things we did do is like when we got on to our daily chores and stuff. I wanted to make sure and maybe pick up a little extra something because my wife hates surprises. So for Valentine's Day, she doesn't like anything big. So my solution to this was get something a little earlier. So I got something last weekend. I got something for the middle of the week, and I thought let's get something like really small to do for Valentine's Day proper.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that on Valentine's Day itself, if you go towards the middle of the day, the stores are already ripping everything down.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to the grocery store, they had all of their Valentine's stuff already out and away. It wasn't even like clearance out. I mean, they just pulled it away and they were trying to put it somewhere else for clearance. And I'm greeted with Cadbury Easter egg chocolates, and I'm like, Cadbury chocolates on Valentine's Day? That's not too gauche, is it? Whatevs. And I bought myself some Cadbury cream eggs.
Hell yeah. Sounds good to me. What else? There was something funny I was going to say, but I don't remember what it was. But yeah, here we are back at General's Tent. We're ready to go through the outline and say what all we have to say today.
Yes, let's rock it out.
All right, let me bring it back up here real quick. And as always, after the outline, hopefully I'll remember to start the giveaway. And actually, before I even say that, I'm going to enter what the code is going to be in the thing, so I don't forget that again, because I almost did.
The code first.
Well played. All right. All right, so outline. Let me bring that back up. Here we go. Hey, armies, how's it going? And what do we got? So there was the hex update from Friday, which we'll go over pretty quickly. We have some upcoming community tournaments, as well as the past ones this last weekend, as well as some other fun activities going on. We'll talk about those. We have our chat checkup. We actually have a fun question this week. Hopefully, we'll be getting some input from chat because I think it's a fun one to discuss. Maybe usually we're just like, hey, what do you guys have to say? This week we actually have something that hopefully we'll get a little bit of input from folks. And we have our card of the week, which kind of actually ties into our chat checkup.
Yeah.
What else do we have? We got our weekly topic, which is somewhat related to last week's topic. No surprise, we're going to still be talking about PvE / arena a little bit. This time talking about withdrawal. It seems like some people are wishing they were able to play with it a little bit more than they could.
So much more PvE I wish I could do.
And actually, I'm going to add something on here because we were having trouble coming up with much to talk about this week. It seems like we went over a lot of the stuff last week. Last week's episode was pretty long. I was going to talk about bug hunting and the fun that I had on the test server last weekend. I wasn't able to play with it a whole lot because I was busy throughout the weekend with it being Valentine's Day and everything else. But on Friday, I did a whole lot of bug hunting, and it was quite good. What's somebody saying? You have too much gold. Should loan me some. I'll pay you back with my dungeon crawler gold in the future. Hey, I'll say this, armies, right?
That is not a bad idea. I agree.
I might have to put out a loan of gold.
The function makes a loan.
I like that idea. Well, I will say this though. Rolling all the chests on the test server, because I have a lot of what are they, the legendary ones that I haven't rolled yet, and they're like 30,000 gold. That almost 1 million gold, it disappears awfully fast. It does not last you long when you're rolling those legendary chests. And so once again, on that note, I really hope that whatever the primals give you are extra special, that there are some really hard to find, cool, fancy stuff in those primal chests that we're getting. Maybe even more than what we've already seen or been able to guess is in them. But yeah, I hope those primal chests are well worth the gold, because that's a lot of gold. And Neo's in here saying he had just enough PvE so I don't get all bummed out. I put in a bunch of time for no actual rewards for my collection. That's a good point. Yeah, you're not getting all the rewards for playing through the PvE, so you don't want to burn yourself out now in advance of time. But a good little taste was.
You know what the oddest thing? One of the things I kind of enjoyed the most is that they just gave you so much platinum to play with. They're like, if you don't already have a huge part of the collection, here's a ton of platinum. Go sit on this.
Yeah.
And you could buy so many packs. You're guaranteed to pull primals. And out of 20k platinum that they gave you, I got 15 set 2 primals, and I'm like, open primal, open primal, open primal, and I'm like, I need all of these cards in real life. One of them, I got a Side of the Sun and a Wrathwood Master Moss. I'm like,
and how come that wouldn't have been on your live account, right?
I know, I was so bummed.
Going on to that a little bit. Oh shoot, what was I going to say? One new addition. I don't think it was there before, but it was definitely here this weekend. Is that you were able to sell equipment on the auction house now? I don't think that was there the very first weekend, but you were this weekend. Granted, they didn't auto unlock all the equipment, so there wasn't a whole lot in anybody's collection or anything like that. But we're going to talk more about that later. That's pretty much the outline for today. I'm sure we'll go off on tangents as we usually do. But to start things off, why don't we talk about our giveaways real quick? You want to run them down there, Mokog?
Alrighty, so we have our 2 standard giveaways. So we're going to be giving away a draft code so that you can sign up, get a draft, get some packs, good stuff there. We also have our rare from the Cracker Pack we'll be giving away. Then we have, if we hit 50 viewers simultaneously, we will do a play set of each of the dual shards, which is really, really good. So if you haven't had a huge amount of money to invest in the set 2 yet, one of the biggest things you're going to need are dual shards. So we need to get to 50 viewers fast so that we can lock in that giveaway. Yeah. And then if we hit 75, then we'll give away a second draft code. So possibility we could end up with 2 draft codes, a Cracker Pack, and some dual shards.
That's a lot of cards.
Yeah, unless of course Nero Generous gets back in stream, and then all bets are off on what ends up being given away. Because, yeah, that guy gives away monsoons like they're candy bars.
We don't want to put the pressure on him though.
Oh no! I want him to come in and just hang out. It's just surprise giveaways always mess up my little notes.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's the giveaways. The code today. Oh, I'm not gonna say why this is the code. That was our gimmick. But the code.
Well, you know, it's really hard to be a gimmick when you go, "Hey, guys, this is a gimmick."
Oh, okay. All right. So the code today is ! deck building. That's today's code. You can go ahead and enter that, and it will get you into all of the giveaways. You only need to enter once, but I'm sure people will try to enter more than once, anyways, to no avail. But what do you expect? All right. But to start things off, our very first piece of news, we're going to be talking about official goings on. And while we do so, do you want to fire up a game?
Heck yeah, let's rock it.
All right, so we're going to be firing up a game. This week, we're going to be playing again with last week's decks. We didn't bring anything new to the table, and I think because last week we were playing with those singleton decks, and they were a lot of fun, and we didn't really get to see a whole lot of what all they had to play because they were singleton. They had so many cards in there, and it says Mokog is unavailable.
That's because I apparently sent you a challenge at the same time.
Okay, well, I'll let you challenge me. So we're playing with our Jankbot decks once again, and it should be fun. And giveaway works just fine. Armies was the first to enter, and we're all good. So there's that. Would I like to play first? I will play first today. And, oh, there we go. Let me... I'll be right back.
Dum-ba-da-bum. All right, what have I got here? I've got here... Well, I can play cards. That's a good start. Oh yeah, I need to put my my blocker on there. Otherwise, I'm just going to see what function has, and it's unfair.
Alrighty, or you could just not look, not be a huge G face. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and keep this. This seems pretty decent. I got some good stuff in here, and can't use my champion power, but hey, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so
you know, when you say that, you tell me that immediately. Oh, I don't have a sapphire anymore.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. Alrighty, so we're off to a good start with our games here. Everything's on track, and you know, why don't we get started with our first topic of the day? We're talking about the building arena. Oh, I got some kind of message here. Let me double check, make sure it's nothing important that's related to us. Oh, I should say ahead of time, I'm gonna have to leave just briefly at some point today, run down the stairs because I'm expecting a delivery, but Mokog will keep everybody company while I do. Hopefully the stream doesn't like glitch out and, you know, crash on us while I'm gone for 2 minutes.
You know what we could do is we could play that absolutely terrible video while you're away.
Yeah, we could do that.
just hit everyone on the stream with terrible 5 minutes. They'll never get back.
I could do that, and I would come back, and there'd be nobody left in the channel besides you and me, and I'm sure that would be pretty entertaining. No giveaways, right? At least that would be one thing. Okay, but anyways, we're going to be talking about building arena. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can copy this link and post it in here to chat. There it goes. So that's last week's update from Friday from the official Hex website on HexTCG.com. It's on the front page. And in this one, they were talking a little bit... Oh, good. Okay, I thought I messed something up. They were talking a little bit about, you know, some of the insight towards coming up with the decks for... Oh, hey, what do you know? There we go. Trifecta.
That's not cool, man.
Yeah, we're in good shape here. Everything...
That's not cool at all.
No, I think it's very cool. It's, in fact, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. What would not be cool is if you like repel me next turn or something. That would not be cool if we're talking about what may or may not be cool. But speaking of cool things, there was some insight into how they were coming up with the different deck lists, keeping them varied but making it still feel like you're playing in one setting, and just talking about that kind of stuff. I really liked some of the insight on there, gave you some flavor and other fun things that were Frost Arena related. But what do you have to say about last week's Friday update, Mokog?
I really like that you kind of got a sense of how they're separating some of their teams out a little bit. Mm-hmm. It gives you a small insight to some of the organizational setup that they're doing, which for people who are nerdy like that, that's some good information.
Totally.
Also, that, you know, that they have individuals not trying to do too much at once, mm-hmm. I think is really important. I think that makes a really big difference. Specifically when it comes to design, because you can do only so much at any particular point in time.
So rude. At
Yeah,
least you let me get the Rage 1 first. You didn't like do it during my pre-combat.
that's because I clicked.
Yeah.
I was hoping you might
Right.
play something.
Well, there we go. We'll play something this turn, and it's the same thing I played last turn, apparently, in that singleton deck OP. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Although I bet all of them are doing too much. It is a small team, and it's a very large undertaking getting this game out to release and out to market. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of like small pieces in this very large puzzle. Is a good way to put it. And,
So I mean, and that was a good part. Also, that they that when they're doing their deck building, and this is something that I think would be really good to delve into in the future is, we definitely have confirmation that they are attempting to tell story through deck building, and that is something that is not generally well done. And I would like to, as we get more of the deck lists and expanding on like what the community has been able to ferret out from the different deck lists so far, how well that they are accomplishing that goal.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you. That's a good point. Like, I feel, yeah, that isn't when it is done, it's not done as well as it could be. I'm with you on there. And I mean, like in other games and stuff, you just don't see a lot of that. And I would like to see some more. And that is pretty nifty. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just play this guy. That seems decent. Get some more charges. Put another one of these out just because. And hopefully you don't heat wave my entire team.
Oh, I'd love to heat wave your entire team.
Otherwise,
I don't have that ability right now, but I'd love to heat wave your entire team.
Otherwise, I think that Royal Cut Blood is going to start putting in work pretty hard. And going to be pretty hard to come back from, hopefully. And I'll be in good shape.
Yeah, well, I've got this guy here.
Oh, well, that's...
He's going to buy me a turn.
Yeah, but we'll get that life back. We'll be in good shape. We got this. I'm not too worried. But, yeah. Fun stuff. It was a good post, and I suggest everybody read it. You can click on the link there in chat, and that'll get you there. But moving on, what else do we got?
Moving on.
I think there wasn't a whole lot as far as official news went this week. I mean, last week was the real big one to talk about with our first taste of Arena, and this past weekend we got our second taste of it, playing a little bit more, and you know. Now we're going through arena withdrawal, like we were saying. That's a good draw.
So much hardcore arena withdrawal.
I guess I'll put that out.
Hi, Inductocopter Bot.
And put that out. And I could swing, but I don't really feel like I need to. We'll just do it like that. That seems fine. But yeah, so there wasn't a whole lot as far as official news went, other than just implementation stuff. I guess the other one was that we had our official, stress test tournament going, and that one did not fire, which is no surprise. I mean, they've been having a hard time implementing this this unlimited man queue for the tournaments. Although I would say a couple notes about it that are good is now they have a test server to do on, so it doesn't break the live server. People are still able to play, and it doesn't interrupt their play experience. So that's a good thing. The other one is they were able to award some people that completed the tournament, and that was something that they weren't able to do before. So before they were just giving out awards to everybody, which they were still able to do. But on top of that, they were able to at least award the people who were able to play in it, which wasn't really a thing before. So that's nice. I mean, hopefully they got
games fired. That's an improvement.
Hopefully they
multiple
got
games fired.
Yeah.
Another additional improvement.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, hopefully they got some good data. I think we're just going to do that this turn on the new stuff, because it sounded like they also had brand new code in that unlimited tournament. We actually hadn't seen them test one of these in quite a long time, if I remember, maybe even since like before, well, definitely before set 2 and possibly even before the new Unity thing. So hopefully like that was a step in the right direction. Although like to your average person who doesn't know a whole lot about all that, that might not be as obvious, but
yeah, I think definitely to a new player it's still probably quite frustrating.
Yeah. But
your Royal Couplet is going to see this out to completion, my friend.
Yep, I don't even need to attack with the rest of the stuff. I should have attacked with the Charge Hulk there, probably. Might as well have done that. But we're gonna be in pretty good shape here. We'll stick this out there. And just F10, call it a day. But hopefully they're moving in the right direction with this new code, being able to test those out, because actually getting those able to work flawlessly is a big step forward. Like getting those tournaments working, the unlimited entry ones, are probably a bigger deal than most people realize, and that is pretty disgusting. I have quite a disgusting 7-drop of my own to play. It's just a matter of time till I get that 7th resource. I might get it this turn. That'd be pretty good. And, not the best thing, but at least I'm going to be gaining some life. I might be able to still come back from this. I'm not too worried. That's all the official stuff. Going back into community roundup. Now I gotta decide if I want to block. You've used all the resources. I think.
Yo.
You know what? We're gonna.
I figured I already have an unblockable that I can't kill, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
So let's do this other thing.
Well, at least I was thinking about killing this other guy here. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do that and this. Okay, there we go. I kind of wanted to block the bird thing, but we're gonna leave that back. And the cat is making noise over there. But yeah, going back on track with our stuff, we have a community news roundup. Is the HexTCG Brigadon tournament is the next major tournament coming up. I will post a link here in chat if I can bring it up.
Oh, that's going to be so hard to fight back from Function. Because, like, if I get lucky, I might be able to deal with one of them.
You're putting a lot of...
I'm putting a lot of pressure, but still, you're going to be hitting for 5 life drain this turn.
And I have the unblockable dude.
Yeah, it's that unblockable one that I am the most worried about,
so
in addition to your cut blood.
We're definitely
and now
play that.
and you're dropping a prince.
What does it do? Oh, it's only combat damage. That's unfortunate. Alright, huh. You know what? I think this is what we're going to do, actually, here. We're going to do that. I'm not going to make him unblockable. Oh, I should have swung with the Inducticopter bot, though. I meant to do that, and I did not. Oh, well. Alright, so you're going to just take the trade? Sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm totally going to trade that guy.
But that seems fine.
If I draw a ruby this turn, I'm going to be able to kill your cut blood.
So you think.
Okay. We'll see if it goes. I don't have a ruby.
Oh.
This is probably game.
It probably is. I'm in good shape here. I'm feeling pretty good. And then incoming, I don't know, like blinding light or something to wreck me. All right. Anyways, what was I talking about before we had the tangent? We were talking about the Brigadon update. And hey to QGIS chiming in there in chat. Doing pretty well today. Well, actually, today could be better. It's been really cold out, and I've been outside all day, so I'm a little grumpy. But
I'm swinging for 3.
Yeah, well, I'm swinging for a lot more than 3.
Yeah, you're swinging for a lot more than 3. You're at least swinging for 7.
Yep. Oh, that's a fun one. Might as well put it out, even though it's not going to matter. What a cutie. Good old augmentation bot. And we'll go ahead and do that. And you didn't want to swing him with your other profits, though, huh?
No, because you never know when you could have actually used Prince Taliesin.
Sure.
To with a combat trick to be super annoying.
Yeah, that would have been. That's a good
So
point.
it's kind of one of those things you kind of have to make sure you double block the Taliesin. Cause
yeah, and it's not like you were going to be able to put lethal damage through, anyways.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do I go for max disrespect? Or do I go for maximum value?
That's probably a good idea.
I think we're gonna go for maximum disrespect rather than maximum value. So we're gonna do the disrespect here, and we're gonna boulder toss with the augmentation bot rather than the royal cut blood. Just be cute there for the 1 damage. So there we go. So we're all done with our game. I was victorious this time finally. I think you won most of the games last week. But the HexTCG tournament coming up this next weekend, or not this next weekend, it's on the 28th, I believe. So 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And this time it's going to be a paid entry tournament, just as before, 500 platinum. You can click on the link to learn more. And, you know, the prize payouts, I think they're paying out to the top 16 players. And if you place in the top 16, you're at least going to get what your entry fee was back. and all the payouts are also in platinum. So this one is not a free tournament, but the payouts are in platinum, which is kind of interesting. Their take on it. I'd like to see maybe the prize payouts be a little bit stronger, because I did well before. I got 8th. I placed in the top 8 and then got knocked out. I could have done a little bit better, but I still did pretty well. Top 8's not bad. But for the amount of time you spend playing and the fact that it has an entry fee, I feel like after the fact, when I realized how much I actually got and got it sent, I was like, yeah, it was a little bit underwhelming, but it still was cool that it fired well for him and everything. It was good that like so many people entered into it. This time, there's not quite as many entries yet, which is actually a good thing for folks that aren't sure whether or not they want to yet. The fewer people that enter, the more likely you are to get in the higher standings and get paid out. So that's a good thing. If you haven't entered yet, now's a good chance to. But yeah, that was the next major tournament coming up, and I did pretty well in the first one, so I want to keep playing in the rest so that hopefully I can enter into their final end of series tournament and qualify for that. That'd be pretty good for me. And what else do we have for community news? Sithos has a long extended stream on Saturday coming up this week, I believe, and that's his 500 follower stream. He's going to be doing giveaways throughout the day, and if you don't already follow Sithos here on Twitch TV, you can do so. He's just plain old I'll type out his name so that way it works better. So Sithos, like that, and you guys can follow him, and he's going to be streaming on Saturday with an extended stream and some other fun stuff going on there. And then for the final piece of community news, if you haven't already been following Aaron Squire, who streams every Friday night and regularly, and then the rest of the week occasionally as well, he does his deck building with the Squire every week, pretty much, and I'm going to be his guest on the show this Friday, so you can tune in and hear what he and I have to say on that show. His show is actually very similar to ours, with talking about what's going on and other fun shenanigans. So that'll be fun to talk about with him.
Oh, most definitely. Which leads us to why we have deck building, because we're having a cross guest promotion thing.
Yeah,
we should totally get Aaron Squire on.
Yeah, we should. Well, actually, on that whole note, I was thinking about earlier is we had Threshold Matt on here, and that was awesome. And we meant to have like a new, basically a guest on our show once a month, and I don't even know if we had anybody here in January.
We didn't do any for January, so that means we should do 2 in February. And
there's not much time left. There's only one more week of General Set in February.
All right, so if you are a community content producer, let us know, right?
Get your name on the show.
That's totally how we do this, right? We just like shout it out on stream, and then we get emails. That's how this is supposed to work, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So if you produce content, there's a good chance that either me or Function will be knocking on your door soon.
Yeah. Or just other general community members. It doesn't even have to be a content producer. It could be like, somebody who's, I don't know. Just
we could have Neurogenerous on.
Yeah.
See if he's actually made of monsoons.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be something fun. Hopefully we'll get somebody on here soon. We need to actually think about that more. I hadn't even thought about that until this morning. I was like, oh yeah, we haven't done that in a while. So I think it's about time we do that again. Should be fun to get an interview, get some other thoughts in here, and just have a fun time with somebody else in the stream.
Hey, do you think we could use our connections to try to get someone from like HexHQ on?
I think that wouldn't be too difficult.
Maybe someone on like the PvE design, maybe talk about the continue thing through, and maybe try to keep that PvE hype train going.
Actually, I like that idea. We might have to send folks an email and say, hey you over there, we're gonna poke you.
Benteo, Data Dragon.
Well, Data Dragon's not doing PvE stuff. Although Data Dragon,
he's keeping track of all the data.
He may or may not have saved my test account over the weekend. We can talk about that in a second when we start talking about our weekly topic. All right, but that's all the community roundup and news as far as that goes. I guess we are. Are we ready to move on to what is it? The chime in with chat folks and.
Okay, so here's a thought. So should we maybe talk about the card of the week first and then do our chime in?
Actually, we should, because that works a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and hide Hex and bring up our card of the week, which is Angel of Insight. You want to read it off for us, Mokog?
Yes, Angel of Insight, so that I can also have it here a little bit faster. So Angel of Insight is a PvE card featuring a PvE card. So it's a 4-cost, 2 Sapphire Threshold troop. It is 3 attack power, 3 defense. It is has a flight ability, and it has this really nifty power. When this enters play, 2 random cards in your deck or hand when you play this, create an Angel of Insight and put it into play. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty.
Especially if it hits a card in your hand. So, like, you play your Angel of Insight, and then it would hit one of your... it could hit an action in your hand, and then...
yeah,
with
that'd
that
be
action,
really good.
you could then drop another Angel of Insight, and then it could also... That new Angel of Insight could hit another action.
Yeah. So that's definitely fun. And then, you know, even without the ability, a 3/3 flyer for 4 resources is pretty solid, you know. And
Oh, yeah.
it's also
4 for 3/3 flyer. It's got a good back end. It doesn't get taken out by burn or heat wave or rage fire, or first casting a rage fire.
yeah. And you know, I mean, as far as other flyers go that cost 4, you have like Mystic of the Tranquil Dream, which isn't really a flyer, but it pretty much is. And you have the Griffin. Those are both 2 4s, so they're roughly the same power, toughness, or what is this? Attack and defense ratio, I mean to say. And you have there's like the Phoenix Guard Enforcer, I think is the name of it, and that one's a 3/2, so that one's a little bit worse in this case. So this guy, as far as, or this chick, I should say, as far as the attack and defense goes.
Avatar of Wisdom?
Yeah, well, actually, that was the next thing I was going to touch on, it being an Avatar of Wisdom, but I wanted to double check something first. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like this card.
Right. So here's how I think a cool way to abuse this card. So you have a troop heavy deck that has very limited but actions that... So low cost removal actions. So the idea is that, let's say you only have like 6 actions in the deck. Let's say 3 of 3, because you're 60 cards. You're trying to be somewhat efficient, but you want a low variety. So when you first Angel of Insight, that first one comes in. Since it's doing it to 2 random copies, if you only have 6 actions in a troop heavy deck, and you have 1 in hand, you've got a really good chance of being able to then essentially free cast another Angel of Insight on those. So I think Angel of Insight does a pretty reliable boon to action light decks.
Yeah,
when it comes in,
I'm with you.
And because if you're an action heavy deck, then you never know. You're not there. You can't guarantee which actions are going to get hit.
Yeah.
But what makes me somewhat interested is what happens when you run Angel of Insight, and that is the only troop in a deck.
Neo's in here asking what the Primal of Wisdom is called, and it has it here in the flavor text. And on my screen it's kind of small, so I should enlarge it over on the HexTCG browser to double check. It looks like, well, even that picture is kind of small. It looks like it's MIM, M-I-M, is the Primal Wisdom. And then, so we were talking about that, and I'm going to go back to what Mokog was just saying, but I want to touch on a couple of things real quick before we go off on another tangent. Is that, so this is the Angel of Insight, and as far as like troop types and stuff like that go, it doesn't actually say it's an angel where like
Right.
an elf ranger or something. It's an avatar.
Avatar.
Which is kind of cool, because now I went back and looked. I was like, wait, is Angel of Dawn not considered an angel? And no,
Nope.
in Troop,
Avatar
it's the Avatar of Hope. Wow, that was pretty good that you had that right off the top. Okay, so are you cheating right now?
Oh, I totally have HexTCG browser up.
I was like, wow, Mokog, that was pretty good that you knew that. I didn't know that. And then you have Guardian Angel, which is the Avatar of Salvation. And I almost said Guardian Angel a second time because there was an alternate art for it. But yeah, so now we have the Avatar of Hope, Wisdom, and Salvation. And apparently now we know the Primal of Wisdom's name. I don't know if we knew this before, but we definitely know it now. It is Mim. And you can take that to Hexperty and use that. I'm sure that'll be a question at some point, and if it hasn't already been.
Actually, I gotta say, I have the flavor text kind of zoomed in, and it is pretty cool.
All right, you want to read it?
Insight is the lightning. Wisdom is the rumble of the thunder that continues to echo long after the flash of light has vanished.
That's quite a mouthful. That's a lot of flavor text there. But yeah.
It's I'd say it's on the inspirational side. I am all right with that.
Okay.
I mean, because you got to think so. Because we know the Primal of Hope, which is Angel of Dawn, is the avatar of. that one is named Aurora, and it's Aurora is the primal of hope. Her avatars invoke reveries of optimism in mortals. Which I guess if you happen to go turn to Angel of Dawn, then that's pretty optimistic right there.
So what are some other, you have angel, like the avatars of blah blah blah. What are some other avatars that you'd like to see? Like Avatar of Insight, that'd be kind of cool. Or Avatar of...
Oh, we really should see like the avatars of the not so happy primals.
Oh.
So for instance, we need like an avatar of Cocktepthel.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. And the Avatar of Destruction, who's mentioned on Crackling Bolt, would be a cool avatar to see.
Actually, we already have the Avatar of Destruction. You're looking it up right now. You're cheating.
Well, I was actually taking a look at Crackling Bolt. So, I mean, we know who the Avatar is, but I don't remember how
it's already a card. I just happened to look this up right before you started talking about this, so...
Oh, yeah, then talk about it. I'm going to simultaneously look it up.
We also have the Avatar of Malice. This one's an easy one. Can you guess which one that is?
The Avatar of Malice? That's is that one of the demons?
Yes, it's Malice Demon. That's very good. We have the Avatar of Lust. You're looking it up. I can see you.
Well, I have it open here. Oh, really? Okay. So, all right. So, if this is what they're attempting to do, so that means they're kind of going. The bad avatars are the demons, and the good avatars kind of look like angels, because the Avatar of Lust happens to be Mancubus, right?
Yeah, and then we have Avatar of Might, which is Fist of Bregadon, which I thought that guy was an avatar, but I couldn't remember from the top of my head. We also have Rampaging Tarusk, which I did not realize was an avatar, but apparently it is. I want to see...
that's kind of cool.
Like,
so...
a Ruby Angel that's the Avatar of Rage.
So the Rampaging Tarusk is the Avatar of Destruction, which means that's associated with Vul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Rampaging Tarusk is the Avatar of Vul. That's kind of crazy. So that means Vul... Okay, think about this. So you know the flavor text on Crackling Bolt?
Okay.
Well, that's said by the Primal of Destruction. Now imagine the Tarusk saying those lines.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's just hilarious.
So those are some of the avatars. I'd like to see Avatar of Rage also as an angel, and I think that one would be like, it would have, obviously it would have like rage some number, maybe just 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, and maybe like whenever it attacks, it does damage equal to its attack to the opposing champion or something like that, so it forces a lot of damage through. That one could be like cost 5 or something, because that's a lot of damage getting forced through.
You could do something like this. Whenever Avatar of Rage attacks, all attacking troops receive Rage 1.
Yeah, that'd be decent. I think there already are cards similar to that, though, like with all the orc stuff. I guess it fits with the orc theme.
It definitely fits with the orc theme, but all of those that give Rage 1 to them, I believe they all have to be orcs or trolls so far.
Yeah. I'm just...
But as Fenteo is saying, he thinks all the angels are bad guys.
All the angels are bad guys?
Yeah.
Avatar of Hope is a bad guy? Like, that's really evil. Like, I like that idea. It's like kind of Cthulhu-ish thing going on.
I tell you what, I think Fenteo just likes Mancubus.
Maybe.
Of course, let's be honest, everyone likes Mancubus.
I don't know.
Have you not seen the Mancubus theft deck?
Yeah, it's a cool deck, and it is fun. Yeah, I'm with you.
That is the reason to like Mancubus right there, just to steal everyone's cards. Oh, look, you played a troop. Yoink. You played another troop. Yoink.
No. Oh, here, you know what, Neo? Okay. And there is Penteo. You summoned the beast. Speaking of avatars, but no, I'm with you. So you're saying hope can't be evil? No, like what if it's just like false hope? It's the avatar of hope, but it's not really. Like maybe it should just be called the avatar of false hope in that case. But oh man, that would be really evil. Think about it. I mean, like.
All right, so. Let me put on my anti-hero hat right here.
Sure.
So here's the reason why hope is absolutely a terrible, terrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hope is a small piece of insanity that allows you to deny the reason of reality, cascading all around you, telling you what the actual reasonable, insightful thing should be to do. But hope gives you that glimmer that beyond all possible odds, you could
There's still
win,
a chance.
even though you're about to get milled for 20 from the PvE deck, and you know that you're not going to draw that card because it's in your sideboard.
Yeah, I like that there's the Avatar of Hope.
That's why the Avatar of Hope is evil.
The Avatar of Hope could actually be like what it says is so long as it's in play, you have a 1 in 20 chance of winning anytime you would lose, kind of thing. That's kind of what you're getting at, right? Yeah, I mean, like, there's always a chance when it's really unlikely, almost, is where I was getting at. But yeah,
Which, actually, that makes kind of a lot of sense with Angel of Dawn, because I know I've come to those situations in a mono diamond deck before, where you're like, all I need is a flyer. All I need is the free flyer. Give me the free flyer, and then I'm going to be able to survive. And you do everything you can to survive that turn, and you're like, I just need an Angel of Dawn, not an Angel. Yeah. All right, I'm going to draw on their turn. All I need is an Angel of Dawn, not an Angel.
Yeah.
And it's that hope, that soul-crushing hope, that as soon as it doesn't come to fruition, it just kills a little bit of your soul.
No, it's the exact opposite. No, you know why it's soul-crushing is the opponent. The only thing they're going to lose to is a top-decked Angel, and there's no hope left for them, maybe. I don't know. We're just having fun being goofy now at this point. So I guess maybe on the second question of the day, so we have 2 questions of the day, is what avatar would you like to see, and what type of troop would it be? Would it be an Angel, as many of the avatars currently are? Would it be a demon, as some of them currently are? Or would it be something completely different, like the Fist of Brigadon?
God, that's the craziest one too.
Maybe the Fist of Brigadon is a demon, it just doesn't look like one. But, it's the manifestation of might. So what are some of the other manifestations you would like to see? That's the first question. And then the second question is what Mokog was touching on earlier, is so Angel of Insight, coming back to it, it gets to basically add an effect to one of the actions in your deck or in your hand if you were only playing with a playset of one action. What action would you like it to be? So that way it's more likely to get the Angel of Insight. You're only playing one action. Maybe you have some way of finding it, searching it up in your deck, or doing something else where you can kind of guarantee that you're going to hit those angels more often. What would that one action be? I have a couple ideas that I think would be fun to attach it to, but I'm interested to hear what other folks would put out there. And
I totally know what I'd attach it to. I'd totally attach it to a Rage-Fire. Arby's is with me.
Yeah.
Rage-Fire. Put it on that escalation, because the card shuffles back in. So
yeah, exactly.
If it's buffed by the Angel of Insight, it's all good.
I think sorry, I was getting distracted for a second. Rage Fires are a great one. Peak is another fun one, because you're looking at so many cards that when you do use the Peak, you're more likely to find another Peak that has another Angel of Insight kind of thing on it, and come up with even more shenanigans. So I like that one. And then another one, you were saying, well, we'll let people think about it more. But there's another card. I definitely like the idea of attaching it to escalation cards, though. That one's definitely a lot of fun.
That's kind of crazy too.
Yeah.
Now,
because then you're getting them back.
Infernal Professor, that one is an action?
Yes, it is. I was thinking about that too, but not quite there. But
because the only problem with Infernal Professor is that it gets you any random card. I'm trying to think. Now, if you combined the Avatar or the Angel of Insight with, and you decided to go with, I like to call him Avatar Boy because he's got the arrow on his head.
Malice Demon.
No, Transcendent. He turns into the Transcendent. I can't remember the base card's name. But basically, you drop the Transcendent into play so that you can actually fish that out, and so then you can just go Ragefire, Angel of Insight, all my Ragefires, Ragefire each turn, and just kind of kill that way.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice. And the nice thing here too is, so if you're using an escalation card where it keeps getting shuffled back in, every time you play it, it's going to get another Angel of Insight onto it, and it'll build up on itself, and it gets double escalation in that sense, really. And I'm just saying Aesthetic Aspirant. Yeah, that's the name of the card. So you'd be able to search for your Angel of Incited escalation cards and cause all kinds of shenanigans.
That would be like being able to get multiple angels on an escalation card. I think would just be fun and awesome.
Yeah.
Now, like if there's ever printed an escalation card that could go fetch itself some way. So the idea is, so you have what seems like an innocuous escalation, like maybe gives +1/+1, or maybe +0/+1. It seems like a really innocuous escalation, but allows you to go get another one.
Especially with equipment too, because that might be broken in PvP, but I mean this is a PvE card we're talking about, so it being broken by equipment would be even nicer.
So yeah, especially so if you have like the equipment for an escalation that allows you to go get itself with, and it's the only 4 you run, and that's why you're running the equipment
Yep.
for it. And then
I
it's
like
like Angel of Insight into it, Angel of Insight, Angel of Insight,
Mhm.
which could be really good when we start doing raids. So because the fun part about a raid is that you might need to be holding that type of board position granting,
Mhm.
because if you don't, crazy stuff could happen. Because if you take a look at what Cryptozoic has put out in WoW raids, within 3 cards, the WoW raids had a chance to board wipe everything.
Mhm.
And then not only board wipe, but then also like hit heroes for 5, sometimes 10 damage in a turn. So if that ends up happening on a 3-person raid when you're running into stuff, you
Mhm.
need to reestablish board position very quickly.
Yeah, and this could definitely help you do that. And I like on that same note, this with Oken Ceremony, where you're saying you'd be using it in a very troop heavy deck, so Oken Ceremony fits even better in that case. So that one's definitely a lot of fun. I like that idea. And then
Or a way to at least then when you use your actions, they come back.
yeah.
Or you can
Oh,
you
there
can
you go.
return your actions.
Oh, that would be pretty good. Yeah, if then you'd be able to come
See,
with all
do we
kinds
have
of
a way to pull
nonsense.
actions out of we don't have a way to pull actions out of the graveyard yet, do we? We can pull troops.
Not okay. There might be some way to do it with equipment. I wouldn't be too surprised, but I don't know specifically what it is, if it even does exist. But once that's available with this, then you'll be in all kinds of good shape.
That because then that totally makes sense. So the only you
Mhm.
probably run either 4 and 4 or 3 and 3 in that case, because
Yeah.
you want your angels. Because it's probably going to be an action that pulls other actions out, but it could be a troop. And if it is a troop, then you can run 4 of your base action, and go the non-escalation route, which I think would be awesome.
Armies is saying he thinks Renlock has equipment that does that for us. And
That would be so.
that would be pretty nice. Going back though, real quick. So it doesn't sound like a whole lot of other people had Cosmic Totem. Yeah, that is one way you could kind of do it if you had that and Aspirin or some other extra draw stuff going on. You definitely have some options there. Another one, so you were saying Ragefire. You know what I really like it with is Crash of Beasts, because then you're getting tons of troops.
Troops.
Like the very first time you cast the Angel of Insighted Crash of Beasts, you're getting 1 angel and 1 beast, right? And the second time you're getting 2 angels and 2 beasts.
And we keep calling them angels. We need to call them avatars.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I'm referencing the name. It's an Angel of Insight.
Yeah, but it's really an avatar troop. I know I'm splitting hairs. It's just one of those things you call on an angel, and I'm like, but not all avatars are angels, and let's be honest.
There we go. No Rager came up with a good one. Throwing in Lorgoyle in there, and then shuffling the action back in, finding it, and keep reusing it.
Scheming your schemes.
Scheming your schemes, another really good one. I like where people are going with this. Yeah. So scheming your schemes, or scheming the card that has the Angel of Insight currently on it. Maybe you only have like 1 scheme in your deck and you keep doing it to those. There's another one. There's some fun stuff in there. I like where we're going. And Neo saying, read the card Angelic Ascension. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Transform target troop into an angel. What are we reading it for?
Well, yeah, but angels, it's its own named card.
Oh, angels and demons are the avatars of primals. Maybe that's what he was getting at with the.
So does that mean Trask is
a demon? Yeah,
okay.
Maybe it does.
I can kind of get that. I can get behind that.
And that means, okay. We'll play devil's advocate here for a second. It doesn't say they're the only avatars of primals, but it says basically it's saying all demons and all angels are avatars of primals. There might be other kinds. The question there is, does that mean that Fist of Brigadon is a demon or an angel? You know?
What would I classify Fist? Fist of Brigadon looks really Norse to me.
I would just say he's a manifestation of might, which is kind of what an avatar is, but he doesn't really look like an angel or a demon to me.
Maybe there's I think was a big Norse theming with that guy, and so I think they kind of almost went for like that Thor God of Thunder feel, but then wildified him a little bit. I think that's where they were going with Brigadon there.
Basically, that's what Neo's saying. Just saying. All right, I think, and on that note, I think it's time we fire up another game, and maybe it's even time we have a little giveaway.
Thanks, Theo. I guess you totally love the sound of my voice. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
All right,
awesome.
so we're
Another game. Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so we're gonna fire up another game here. In the meantime, I guess I should actually bring up the Hex client while we're playing. But Angel Insight is our card of the week, and that actually kind of brings us full circle for the week as far as everything goes there. What am I forgetting? We got to do our giveaway still, but I think we've actually gone over everything. Do we want to do our first giveaway here for a draft code, perhaps?
Yeah, let's go ahead and give away the draft code.
So here's a piece of news. We have currently 49 viewers. We had 51 in a minute ago, so we'll give away the second thing, which is all the dual shards.
Yeah, we actually, I saw us top out at 60 a little bit ago as well.
No, but we still have a ways to go if we're going to hit the 75, which is, you know, it is what it is. If we don't hit today, it's not the biggest deal. What was I going to say? Before we fire up this game, do we want to do the giveaway?
Yeah, let's run that draft code.
Okay, let me bring the screen region over here. Why is that not working? Is it like... There we go. I got it fixed. Alright, so there's our screen region. We're going to hide the Hex game real quick. We have 13 viewers. Few more people joined in. We'll let it go for a second then while we while those folks join in. We'll play the first 2 or 3 turns of the game, and then we'll do the raffle then. This hand does not look so hot, so we're going to go ahead and draw again. And yeah. It was, I mean, there were some cool cards in there, but we didn't have the shards to play them, so that gets kind of rough. Alright, this isn't so bad though. I like this. I like where we're going. It's got potential.
And I got everything set up, so I'm not a cheaty face.
Okay. I like to hear that. Alrighty. But, when we were talking about tournaments and stuff, we didn't talk about the Ruby Cup at all, which was on last Saturday. We got to say congratulations to Cirrus, who ended up winning the Ruby Cup, taking it all the way down. And, you know, we got to... I would be remiss if I also didn't say congrats to Guerre, one of my teammates who made it into the top 8, and he did quite a good job, so that's always good. Speaking of guests, there's somebody we got to get on here to bring it full circle with the General's Tent. When we had him on here the first time, it was a lot of fun. That was way back when, before General's Tent was even General's Tent. It was just me and you hanging out. No Sapphire avatars. What are you talking about? The Angel Insight is Sapphire avatar. We were just talking about that.
Yes, Angel of Insight is the Sapphire avatar.
Zazin is saying the Fist of Brigadon is neither an angel or a demon. What he is actually just a fist. Okay.
Boom.
Which is kind of funny to think
down
about.
the fist.
Yeah. Alrighty, so here we go. Turn 2. At least we've got someone to play. I think we're gonna play this guy out because he's fun and he's cool, and yeah, it's not so bad. We got a little ways to go with this hand, but I think it's getting there. And in that case, no, I think we're actually gonna do this instead. I was gonna play something straight up. Angel Insight 100% not released. Yeah, that just sounds like an excuse though. We need a colorless, a shardless avatar. The avatar of ingenuity, that's what it would be. And it would be the dwarf's primal. Do the dwarfs have a primal, Mokog?
Dwarf. I mean, unless you want to count Ruby and, if you want to count Vul
is destruction. And
yeah.
they're all about that, sure. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah. But
tell me, what do you think of my prince? Bum bum bum.
I hate you. Well, maybe I don't hate you that much. At least I'll be able to put a robot, but you can...
It was really kind of a... Is he going to be able to use this charge this next turn?
Oh, that's a nice draw. We got all kinds of good stuff coming up here.
I don't know if I like that sound.
Alright, we'll put this out here. I wanted to play this last turn. Actually, I probably shouldn't have even played this. Well, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. This other card in here probably doesn't even belong in the deck, but I like him, so I put him in here. Oh, but yeah, good times. Oh, so we're gonna have our giveaway.
Yes.
It's past turn 3 now, so we're gonna bring that back up. I'm gonna hide the hex client real quick while I do this, and bring back the screen region. All right, so now we have 15 people who have entered the giveaway today. This is going to be for a draft code, so I'm gonna roll the dice, and you're gonna need to send me a Twitch message. The winner will be sent back the draft code at the end of the show. So here we go. Good luck to everybody who entered. The winner is Armies. Was the very first person
Nice.
to enter.
Go Armies.
And congrats on the draft code. Send me a Twitch message right now. Hopefully that makes things easy for me. And I will send you the draft code on Twitch after the stream is over. So congratulations on your draft code. And happy drafting. Good luck. Hopefully you open something good and hopefully you do well. Back to the game. Speaking of doing well. What is this? We got a couple more turns to go. But not too many. I think I'm in decent shape. Don't make me get James something.
Sorry, I just thought it was funny.
Alright. What was funny?
Oh, I'm reading what Neos is what Neos saying. Nah, he's wrong. Don't make me get James Cameron or Aang in here.
I maybe missed the reference, but all good. Alright. Okay. That seems pretty good right now for you. But, you know, I feel like I'm in decent shape as well.
It's I don't like seeing that spam bot there, but I also know that you can't let your spam bot attack next turn, so I'm okay with that.
Where's my package? I was supposed to get my package today with cool things. Alrighty. Ooh, that was a nice draw as well. What's this do? I can only use it. Okay, sure. That seems pretty good. Alright, well, we will, yeah, I'll leave my resources open. Because either way, next turn, we're in good shape like this, I think. Yeah. You're in trouble, Mokog.
That's alright, I'm always in trouble.
Yeah.
If I'm not in trouble, I ain't doing it right. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we will start by proceeding to this.
Okay, sure. What do you got up your sleeve? You're gonna do something mean to me, or you just want to hit me for 2 damage?
I don't know. You want to find out?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna find out.
I'm just gonna hit you for 2 damage.
Okay, yeah. I'm not too surprised. I'm okay taking 2 damage. That's pretty good, though.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to kind of incrementally pull some stuff up.
We'll go ahead and make a charge. Might as well. We don't need that geode in play anymore, so we'll get rid of that. Get myself a charge, and yeah, we didn't get a whole lot of value out of that turn, but we're about to get a lot of value out of this turn.
I've got a line of play at least.
Aw.
And that's at least what I'm glad to see is I've got a line of play.
Okay.
If I lose my line of play, I'm not going to be a happy camper.
Guess what I have in my hand?
Yeah, I saw it for a moment. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. So I'm kind of tempted to hit that clergyman because he's pretty nasty, but that Taliesin just has is a little bit too dangerous for me to.
Yeah, you don't want to like all swing and then Taliesin
Oh,
comes back.
that's a good draw
face.
too. Speaking of wrecking face, I think it's time to do exactly that. Go ahead and swing in. Make a trade if you want, but otherwise
No,
spam
I didn't
bot
want
is-
to trade that.
Okay. I think I'm in pretty good shape here, Mokog. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna count my chickens before they hatch and probably get.
I don't think that would be wise though. Counting chickens before they hatch is generally
ill-advised.
a problem.
Okay. Oh,
Especially when I like to go all in.
that seems pretty
He's
good.
now 3-3.
And now he's a 3-3, and now he's gonna continue. Okay, that's pretty nasty. Still, I'm not.
I mean,
I don't think-
you're still at least coming over the top for 3.
Oh,
Minimum, you're coming over the top for 3.
I'm coming over the top for more than 3. Oh, that was a good draw. I think.
You might have me dead here pretty soon.
Are you looking at my hand?
No, I saw one of the other cards I thought you were going to play last turn.
Okay, well, we're gonna play this now.
Yeah, that was the one I saw.
All those alternate arts this game. I'm getting the Kismet luck with the alternate arts. Okay.
Well, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, that seems really good. Alright, so we still have, what, 2 more giveaways to do? How many people are currently in here? Yeah, we still got 2 more giveaways to do. Those giveaways being the Crack a Pack, which we're going to do right after this game here.
Oh, because this is terrible. Especially if I don't draw a resource here. If I don't draw a resource, it's definitely game over.
Get wrecked, Mokog.
I am totally wrecked. How wrecked am I? I am...
Well, you can look at my hand now if you want.
Alright, so without looking at your hand, none of these are going to undo. So I can play down a blocker, but you're still going to get through for at least 7, no matter what. So I have to throw down a chump to try to survive.
I'm potentially doing 34 damage to you next turn.
Alright, now I gotta look.
And that's only if my spam gets buffed, but yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, we are putting a lot of damage on the table here.
Yeah, in my hand, I have a Daring Swordsman, a Town Crier, a Phoenix Guard Enforcer, and a Time Step Magistrate. All
You had
4 cards I can't play.
All those were pretty solid, though. I mean, like...
Yeah, they're solid cards, but, you know, if you take a look at the stuff that came down on your side, the Worker Bot provided a good block.
Yeah.
You're able to run in your Royal Valkyr. The difference between our charges and thresholds is readily apparent. You're already at 6 resources. I'm stuck here at 3. So when you brought down that Valkyr, it was done because you had the ability to come over the top at that point.
I was stuck at 3-2 until the Brawler came into play that turn, which actually I drew another shard, so I was at 7 that turn. But the Brawler into the Valkyrie...
Bringing that Valkyr early was definitely...
pretty nasty. Alright, so good game there, sir. We'll wrap that up. We'll go on over to our Crack a Pack. Before we do the Crack a Pack, why don't we go ahead and draw the winner of the card that we're going to open. So whatever rare and or legendary we open here, although we still have never opened a legendary on the General's Tent, so we'll see what we open today. Maybe you'll be lucky. Maybe this will be a first time. We will go ahead and crack the pack.
Legendary Crack a Pack. I want to see it.
Okay. So Armies was the previous winner. We're going to go ahead and raffle the second winner off. This is for the Crack a Pack. Let's see what we get. Good luck to all that entered. And this one is SG Chan. Also
SG Chan.
Regular to the show. And yeah, congrats SG Chan. You're gonna need to send me more than anybody else who watches it. You're gonna need to send me a Twitch message with your in-game name so I can actually send you the card. A lot of times people just don't even send me the thing, and I try contacting you and I never hear back, and then after a couple of weeks I just give up and I say, all right, well I'll keep the card.
It makes us sad on the inside.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go over to the inventory, which I need to bring back up if I'm gonna do that. All right, let's see what you win today. SG Chan, we're going to go ahead and open. I almost opened a set 2 pack. Or a set 1 pack. Well, I guess I haven't yet because you have to drag it over and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There it is. We're opening this guy.
Now, the question is have you flipped over the screen yet? Okay, yes, you have.
Yeah. And it is a...
Hey, I see someone's got set 2 primal in there.
Yeah, I actually had 2. I can't remember if I opened it. I think I opened it.
No, you
or I
haven't
sold
opened
it.
all of them yet. I see one of them right there in your...
Yeah, no, I was saying I had 2, so now I only have 1.
Okay, so you sold 1 and now you've got to... Should we open that primal on stream or are you going to sell it?
Well, I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I'm going to figure it out.
Oh.
Yeah. Could always use some platinum to finish up my playsets and stuff. Alright, so Savage Lord is the rare of the day. So SG Chan is the lucky winner of this Cro-Mag. So I'm guessing that Cro-Mags are the race of dinosaur riding people or something along those lines. Maybe the race of caveman. This is the only one we've seen so far as I know. You can reach that menu from the inventory. Yeah, is there another way to enter it that I didn't know of? That was the only way I knew.
I always like to go through the Hex store.
To open packs and stuff?
Yeah, you go to Hex store and bottom right you have an open pack button.
Oh.
That's how I normally get there.
I never even knew that, so both of them are modular. But yeah, I always do it through the inventory. That's way easier. All you have to do is double click on a pack.
Oh.
Yeah. There should be like maybe a button on there that says just open stuff, but all you have to do is click on the pack and you got it right there. So we all learn something new every day. But Savage Lord is a 3/5 for 4, which is already pretty solid in draft. At the start of your turn, if the top card of your deck is a dinosaur, put it into play, and all dinosaurs you control have speed, which is pretty nice. I mean, most of the dinosaurs are pretty big as it is, Pack Raptor being the exception, at least initially, but it can get pretty big. So them having speed and
Kind of makes
crushing...
me wonder if he's riding a form of Pack Raptor, just like a really big one.
Oh, so he's riding a Pack Raptor after there's like 3 or 4 already in play, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Nero shows up at the very last minute here. Hey, Nero, how's it going? You joined just in time. We've got like 10 minutes left. But yeah, Savage Lord is the rare of the day. And what do we got as far as other stuff in here? We're going to talk about...
Like at least a fairly entertaining pack, I think.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, our pack from last week was kind of trash.
Yeah, it was very meh.
But this week, it's a little bit better, and we can talk about what
This is actually a really nice pack.
I feel like this is a good pack for us to open on General Sent, because not only... Oh, you're celebrating your birthday. Bowling. Nice. Oh, nice. No, you don't need to apologize. I was just giving you a hard time. Happy birthday, Nero. And hopefully you did well at bowling. I'm horrible at bowling. I used to be decent, and then, I don't know. I'm just not as decent as I used to be. I always just have a hard time, and I always really hurt my wrist bowling. But yeah, hopefully you did well. Congratulations on your birthday. So, anyways, what we were talking about is the pack. It feels like there's a lot of good flavor options in here as well. But if you were opening this in draft, what would your first pick be?
Okay, so there's a couple really nice things here in draft. So, it's almost an embarrassment of riches in this pack. So one of the first things that I'm drawn to is the uncommons.
Okay.
And I really love seeing the Sentinel there.
Yeah, he's quite good. Or it is quite good.
I've never, if I can bring that Sentinel on board most of the time, I'm win the game. You get to those resources, the benefits you get from having the double sockets. That guy tends to do really well.
Okay, so real quick on that. I mean, normally you're restricted by whatever you draft the rest of the time of what gems you're going to put into the sockets. Mm-hmm. But if you had your choice, what are the ideal gems you put in here?
I like putting a form of evasion on there, so either they can't be blocked except by troops of the same shard or artifacts, which means they can only be blocked by artifacts. Yeah. And I also enjoy either Life Drain or Swift Strike.
Yeah, I really like putting Life Drain, Swift Strike, or like you're saying, Life Drain with the double Ruby Gem, or the double Ruby Gem with the Rage Gem. Also pretty decent, but I really like having Life Drain on them because that puts you in a pretty good position. Which is
one thing that you can do with this. So let's say you decide to build maybe a wild flyers deck, or maybe a flying. Maybe you try to go Diamond Sapphire. Because if you go Diamond Sapphire with a Feather Drifting downriver, at least then what you can use is that he hits. Generally about the turn after that your champion power becomes active.
Sure.
So you could just go ahead and do Swift Strike and Life Drain, and then target him with the champ power.
With the champ power, sure. Okay, so
you could do another great one would be Spell Shield, and maybe if you could, I guess you could go 3-color if you decide to go Wild Sapphire.
Well, Spell Shield and the double Ruby Gem, the unblockable one, are pretty good too, because then he's got some inevitability, especially if you have a way of buffing him. But what about the rest of the cards in the pack?
There's a lot of. Let's see. If that guy was not there, I think I might have to go for either the Rechosaurus, or the Savage Lord. I think.
Or the Savage Lord, sure.
Yeah, I'm very drawn to the Rechosaurus because it's a freaking Triceratops.
Yeah, and it is also a dinosaur, so you could take the Savage Lord and hope to get a Rechosaurus or two, and actually...
that Rechosaurus is so not wheeling.
Well, but I mean, maybe you get one pick 3 or something, or maybe you get one pack 2, so you're in good shape.
You do have to look into the Rechosaurus after that, but he also works with the mechanical dinosaurs because they're still dinosaurs.
Yeah, so in this case, I mean... If you top deck a Rechosaurus off the Savage Lord, you're still going to also draw your card for the turn, and the Rechosaurus is going to have speed, giving everything crush that turn. So not only is it a surprise speed dinosaur, it also gives your entire team crush, which is even a bigger surprise, and that's pretty awesome right there. That's a lot of power coming off the Savage Lord if you were able to get all the pieces to fit.
Maybe we got to build we got to build a wild PvE dinosaur deck as soon as we get the option to, because that would be totally ballsy.
And then if you really wanted to go hard, you could get like some stink trolls if you got really lucky, and then you'd be in really good shape. But okay, so
the Dino Troll deck.
Yeah, the Dino Trolls. So I like that idea. As far as like other strong cards in the pack, Sea Priest is extremely good in my opinion. I really like Sea Priest. Ritualist, also extremely good, especially if you're using Benoshi, and now he's a 5/3 unblockable, which can get pretty bonkers. And then
Killblade's always good too.
Yeah, Killblade's pretty decent. I probably wouldn't take it over some of the other stuff in here, but he is pretty highly pickable. Field Tactician, quite good, but not this early in the pack. Feeding the Young Ones, also quite good, but there's still also better stuff in here. But this is a really good pack on it.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
because there's nothing that you see in this pack that you wouldn't want to pick the next time this pack comes around.
So there's
That's the thing
definitely-
I like about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of solid cards. None of them are really horrible. I mean, even Preservation, Armatron, still solid cards. Flag Scrapper, you can play from every once in a while. And Launchpad Specialist, if I'm playing Sapphire, especially, actually, I really like Launchpad Specialist in human other decks that are otherwise just pure humans. Like, this guy does pretty well in those decks, giving one of your, like, Bastions, Flight, or just, I don't know, one of your other things, sorry. So I like that guy. There's a lot going on here. I think my first pick, I think it's either the Sentinel. The one thing we have to remember with the Savage Lord is that in a vacuum, like if you don't end up with any dinosaur troops, all he is really a 3/5 for 4, which isn't bad by any means. It's still pretty solid, but
I wouldn't call it first pickable.
Definitely not over the Sentinel. Like, I think it has a lot of potential for upside, and if you're going to take it, you're going to want to take it like as a first pick, pack 1, where you can plan on building around it the rest of the draft. So it has better, more upside right now than it does the rest of the draft. That's definitely a big consideration. But I think it is down between him and the Sentinel. I think I'd have to take the Savage Lord just to have some fun with it. But I think Sentinel's probably better.
Something about a dinosaur draft that's just fun.
Definitely. But going into flavor draft, I gotta say, it just seems like this is, boom, it's an easy pick, right? You take the Savage Lord, right?
I, Cro-Mag, Savage Lord of the Dino Lands of Entrath, shall pick all dinosaurs.
Yeah, pretty much. And we've talked before about flavor drafting the all dinos deck, and you can have like Terrabots in there. I don't know if Terrabot technically counts as a dinosaur, or if the T-Hex does either. The Mecha T-Hex. They should count as dinosaurs. I can't remember if they do.
I do believe they're robot dinosaurs.
Okay. And like building the all dinos deck, if you're going to build that deck, you kind of have to start off with this guy.
Yeah, you gotta get started with Savage Lord.
I like that.
So, I don't know where the Savage Lord really fits in, like, geographically so far in Entrath.
Okay.
And then really until we get the dungeons in, it's going to be really hard to know where things are in relation when it comes to all the cards. I mean, because like I have no clue where the Manti live, much less the Cro-Mags. We have no clue where all the trolls and stuff live yet. We only kind of know where the humans, elves, Coyote, and Shinhair kind of live. I mean, and we all know like the dwarves and Venom and stuff with most of the Shinhair are underground. But like topographically, you don't have a great understanding where they all are at yet. So like, are Savage Lords fighting with like the Shinhair and Venom for like cave space? Yeah,
I mean, like we kind of know about some regions of Entrath, but not all.
Yeah,
I like this idea. Yeah, that's an important thing to know. Also, an important thing to know, a very important thing to know, or something that the Savage Lords don't know, is the Cro-Mags have mastered dinosaur riding pretty good. I mean, if you know, riding a raptor is quite the task. That sounds pretty dangerous, but these guys got it down. Like it's no big deal.
And I swear that's like a head of a dinosaur that he's using as a shield.
Or maybe it's like his brass knuckles. Maybe he doesn't even use it as a shield, it's a weapon. Or maybe it's both. Yet, soap still remains a mystery to them. And, you know, I used to work at a record store and we'd have a lot of people come in there. And I think soap was still a mystery to many of the people who came in the record store. So that was...
well, if you go to certain conventions, you will find soap remains a mystery to even the most civilized of individuals.
But yeah, so they can ride raptors. I think there was something else that was clever related to... okay, so here's a question. This is an important one. So they have mastered dinosaur riding, is dinosaur riding kind of like riding a bike that once you know how, you never forget?
I think dinosaur riding is something that once you learn how to ride, you pray you never get eaten.
Yeah, I think that's also probably true. So that's fun.
Hey, Ma, little Timmy learned how to ride a raptor. Get him off that raptor now! Well, he just got ate by a pack raptor.
Alrighty, so we're pretty much all done with the Cracker Pack. Congrats to SG Chan for winning the Savage Lord, and I wanted to touch on Rekosaurus's flavor text since we were talking about flavor draft in the dinos. If it wrecks a forest and no one is alive to hear it, does it make a sound? I like that idea.
Yes, because dinosaurs still have the ability to hear.
Yeah, why doesn't this guy hear it? Yeah, that's a good point. But Rekosaurus is pretty awesome. I like it. And I think we're all done with that. We will be sending out the Savage Raider
I do think
shortly.
it might be a good idea to find out who might be winning a playset of all the dual shards, though.
So here's Nero saying that we have to change it up, which uncharacteristically here, Nero has chosen a different rare or legendary to be giving out today. So courtesy
is that a Wrathwood Master Moss?
No, it's 2 Wrathwood Master Moss. So
Can I enter? I totally need
so we'll be giving out 2 Wrathwood Master Moss, courtesy of Neurogenius. Those will be 2 separate entries, but we'll go ahead and give out our next drawing, which is the dual shards. Let me go ahead and bring up the screen region for that while we're on the wrap up here, and everybody can say happy birthday to Nero here in the channel while we're doing so. Thank you, Nero, for continuing to donate to the General's Tent and awesome giveaways, and everybody else's channel too. Always pretty sweet there.
Nero generous for exalted. Nero generous for exalted.
Yeah, right. I support that message. Exalted number 2 is Nero over there. All right. What are we doing? We gotta hide this. We gotta open up this, and this is for the winner of all the dual shards. So today, this third giveaway that we're doing, let me double check something, is the winner of this giveaway is going to be sent a play set of all of the set 2 dual shards. I will be sending those your way. I'll need to know your in-game name, so once you win, you're gonna have to send me a Twitch message with what your in-game name is, and I'll get those to you after the stream. Here we go. To QJS.
Sweet.
And he was one of the earlier ones to enter into the giveaways as well. I didn't mean to scroll up there. As well as one of the earlier ones to say hi in chat here. So congrats on winning those. Hopefully they're going to go to good use. I know some of the other stuff, like anybody can use the draft codes, but not everybody still needs the dual shards. But even if you don't, I expect these to actually be worth something. Once set 2 is not being played as much, I bet you those dual shards are going to go up in price, especially once more people join. They're pretty spicy.
QGIS has been in from like the very beginning of the stream, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so congrats on those. So QGIS, you're definitely in listening in, because I can see you typing in here. And what was I going to say? Just send me, that's Function, your in-game name on Twitch. Just send me a message, and I'll send these to you after the stream. It might take me a couple minutes after, but congrats. And Mokog there is speechless.
I know, it's almost like nepotism, but cooler. All right, total shout out. So we have one person who's exalted so far, and that happens to be Colin. And Colin has been fantastic, and he's done so many different generous things for the community, so many different different parts of outreach. I am totally nominate Nero Generous now. If I have a way to vote, I'm throwing my hat in for Nero. And the biggest reason is because he's not just supporting the General's Tent, he is supporting multiple streamers, he's giving away cards. If someone says they don't have something and he even has one or even multiples to give away, he's just flat out giving away cards.
Don't say that too publicly. All of a sudden he's not going to have any cards left.
Well, and you know what? So far, Nero seems to be giving away any card that he wants to give away.
Yeah, I mean...
And so that kind of generosity, I think, is one of the things that kind of push you up a little bit for the exalted side of things. So if there's a nomination process, I am nominating Nero for the second exalted. Second exalted.
Like, just on General's Tent, I gotta guess like 20 or so monsoons. Maybe not quite that many, but definitely close to it. And that's a lot of cards. That's and made a lot of people happy. and we're happy just to make other people happy and have Nero help us do so, and that's pretty awesome. So thank you, Nero. Always a pleasure, and happy birthday. Hope you had a good one. Alrighty. So now we actually have we have 2 additional giveaways to be doing, and why don't we go ahead and toss those out there. So we have 17 people who entered the giveaway today. Before we do these last 2 giveaways, do we have anything else to talk about today on the general stunt?
Okay, so we're at 53 people, so we can't, we're not able to do the second draft, but we have 2 Master Mosses, which is totally better than a second draft.
That's quite good. And Master Moss is one of my favorite cards in set 2. Like, it's a lot of fun to play with. It's a cool card.
Oh yeah, like the instant you see someone playing Wild, you have to ask yourself the question: can I beat Master Moss with my deck?
Like, it's kind of fun
because
you
never know when it's going to head out.
Yeah, but like, I like Master Moss because it has like the way in which you it has counterplay is a lot of fun too. Because like you can give it -2/-2, and then when it does transform into the Mossling, it'll just instantly die. And there's other options like Wakizashi Ambusher or Crackling Rot, both pretty good against it. But it also has like a lot of fun interactions, like with Azure Fate Sorceress. If you give it the Ruby Gem for damage, it comes into play and automatically transforms and does something like 7 damage. Quite powerful.
Yeah, it's one of those where, well, and even then the counterplay to Master Moss seems to be fairly limited down to pretty much Blood at this point, right? I mean, because
well, there's like Frost Wizard, which is seeing a little bit of play.
I don't think Frost Wizard's seeing play because of the power that Moss brings up, though. Right?
Oh, it's mainly from Cerulean Mirror Knight. That's the main card.
So I mean, so there's a little bit in Diamond. There's some good counterplay in some non-reserves counterplay in Blood.
Yeah.
Is there any? I can't think of anything off the top of my head that's good counterplay that's been main deckable against Master Moss, though.
Well, I mean, in Blood, there's definitely Crackling Rot and Wakizashi Ambusher, which are both main deckable right now. So those are both.
What would we say outside of the Blood Shard, though?
Not a whole lot. That's just like boom, counterplay to it. Well, I mean, there's other cards that are good against it, but not cards that are just like straight up hose it kind of thing. It's just a good card, and it's big body for 4.
Essentially, the only other way to get rid of it would be to void it, right? Because if you void it, the Mossling doesn't come back, correct?
That's right.
It doesn't die; it just voids.
Yeah.
So
Solitary Exile.
That's definitely a good main deck.
Dishonorable Death also pretty good against it, but that's in Blood, like we were saying. But yeah, Solitary Exile is a good example, and I'm sure there's a couple others in there. Inner Conflict's not bad against it.
I guess because if it can never deal damage again, who cares?
Although, I mean, in that case, it might still be doing some bounce shenanigans with the Ruby Gem from Azure Fate, but there's other stuff going on. But
you bounce it back up, and then all of a sudden it's got all of its same stuff again, and then hits you twice. A bounce Master Moss would be terrible with the Ruby Gem on there. Oh, hit you for 5, hit you for 10. Game's practically over at that point.
So in that case, since we're at the end, why don't we go ahead and do our shameless plugs, and then we'll do our 2 raffles, and we'll say goodnight to everybody.
Shameless plugs!
Okay.
Alright, so thanks for everyone so far coming to hang out with us. Be sure that you visit the main site to keep up on all of your standard news. Be sure that you follow them on Twitter as well as Facebook. You get different types of updates through Facebook, and you get different updates on Twitter. A lot of times it will hit Twitter or Facebook first. It definitely hits Twitter first because Fenteo keeps up on his Twitter. Most definitely he's keeping up on his Twitter.
Yeah.
And also you can stalk a lot of the people who work for Hex on Facebook and Twitter as well. So link around and find them, because Corey will do his updates and stuff too. Corey does a lot of really cool Facebook updates. If you're not following Corey, just a little FYI, he does really cool postings.
Yeah. I wish he posted more on his blog thing that he started doing and hasn't done in a long time, because I really enjoyed those. Most of them weren't even really Hex related. He was talking to mostly Hex people, because that's everybody who follows him. But a lot of them were just about random Corey ramblings, and I loved hearing Corey's random ramblings.
And then also be sure that you follow Function and I here on Twitch for when we do our own streams, and then also for the YouTube channels. I finally figured out a way to start getting the show back into a YouTubeable format that's not going to take forever and a day. And hopefully we'll be getting the General's Tent from Twitch back up on YouTube.
Hooray! Time to celebrate.
There's going to be a gap because I don't know if I can salvage all the stuff in between our last YouTube update and this one, but if I can, I will. No promises on that.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, since we mentioned it earlier, Function is going to be on Deck Building with the Squire this Friday on Aaron Squire's channel. So be sure that you check that out. He's going to be streaming it, and he also ends up putting that up on YouTube as well. So be sure that you follow Aaron Squire as well as his Twitch as well as his YouTube.
Yeah, and actually, so we're gonna. I saw this on the show notes beforehand, but we need to fix that your little blurb link. There's a S at the end of Funktionfails.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah, but anyways, and you can also just follow me on Twitter. Well, I mean, you should follow both of us, myself and Iron Squire, but I will probably be throwing up a message right before we go live as well. That should be fun. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be talking about this week, but I'm sure it's going to be something interesting. We always have some interesting stuff to talk about. I think he wanted to hear my constructed opinions a couple weeks back, but we weren't able to make that date work, so we're going to be doing this date instead, and we might be talking about something else, and it should be fun to hear. It's always a cool show. He's been doing a show for a while now, and one of the kind of like longest running shows in Hex I was gonna say Hex history, but in Hex in community stuff, I don't know. There's a word for it, and I can't think of it.
Some of our best and longest running shows. So Aaron Squire has been one of the longest running. He's had a really great YouTube presence.
Threshold Cast.
I was getting to Threshold because we've had them on as well. The Threshold Cast has been doing really well. I mean, they're up in the 70s on their episodes.
Yeah, they're approaching 100.
And those guys are just entertaining.
Yeah.
They help me get through my Tuesdays and Wednesdays at work.
That's always a good thing.
There's just something to say about being able to watch a cast and listen to a cast that just gets you. They should totally Twitch cast at some point. That would be cool. Just get everyone on there simultaneously. Would be awesome.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we go ahead and have these last two giveaways, because that's what everybody's here for. And we're kind of rambling. I'll say it one more time. Mokog already said it, but we are streaming, talking, and otherwise, I don't know. We're streaming and talking about HexTCG right here. If you haven't seen it before, go to HexTCG.com. You can register for the beta and play right away if you're not already involved in it. It's pretty awesome. If you love card games, it has a lot going for it. It's really deep gameplay, and they're rolling out newer features by the month. They're bringing out new stuff, and the stuff that they're going to be bringing out is very, very exciting. We're all very hyped up for it and can't wait to get more of our precious, something like that. Anyways,
precious Master Moss.
Speaking of precious Master Mosses, I think it's about time to have those giveaways. Thanks for everybody who tuned in to the General Tent tonight. We always appreciate it. We'll be back here next Wednesday at 6 or I was going to give Central Time. At 4:30 Pacific Time, That's the time that we're here every Wednesday, Mokog and myself, on the official HexTCG channel. If you're not already following this channel, I highly encourage you to do so. There's streamers here every single day of the week. Some of the most popular streamers of HexTCG are streaming on here in addition to their own channels. I suggest you follow them, and I get that. We actually, for that note, I do appreciate that, because some people, there's some people who might just show up for giveaways. Nothing against it, but I do appreciate you guys. A lot of the people that have been showing up on a regular basis are the same people, and I recognize a lot of the names, as Feldstar points out. And I enjoy talking to you guys. I think Mokog and I need to do a better job of coming up with conversation topics. Some weeks we have great topics, and when Hacky's in here, he's always instigating a great conversation too. Some weeks we have great topics, sometimes they're not, and having that feedback and that bounce back between ideas and stuff is always fun. But either way, we enjoy talking about the game, and I'm glad that at least to some small extent you guys enjoy hearing us talk about the game, because otherwise it wouldn't be as much fun. But on that note, let's throw the stuff out here, because it's about that time. So let me bring up the screen region. There it is. And here it is. So the winners of the next 2 giveaways are going to need to send me their in-game message on Twitch, so that way I can send you the Master Mosses, which Nero sent me. So thanks again to Nero, and thanks to everybody who joined in. So here we go. Giveaway number 1 is Wastelands. Congratulations on winning the Master Moss. Hopefully it is going to help you go towards victory. I'm at a loss for words tonight. Apparently, I'm tongue-tied, but hopefully this is the card that is gonna crush your enemies and bring you the wins you need, courtesy of Kismet, right? So Wastelands, you were the very first winner. Be sure to send me the Twitch message, and I will get it sent your way. Did you write that down, Mokog?
Yes, we got Wastelands.
Okay.
For the first one. And
for the 5th and final giveaway here, we are giving it to Dukuku. That's a fun name to say. So Dukuku, you are the winner of the final Master Moss. Congratulations. It's an awesome card. It's a lot of fun to play with, and I hope you enjoy doing so. And I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun to build around with PvE. Once that's out, there's probably all kinds of fun combos and whatnot that you can come up with that'll make it even more powerful. So congratulations, both you guys. And thanks to everybody tuning in. We will see you next week. And until next time, I'll say less fail, more function. And Mokog is going to say his memorable, his infamous, his just one of a kind, never to forget tagline, which somehow I have forgotten. Can you tell me what it is again, Mokog?
There is no taglines, but I will say General's Tent is brought to you by the lovely, soothing sounds of Neurogenerous Master Moss Production Company. This Wrathwood Master Moss comes with a 4 casting cost, 2 wild threshold, a plant troop type, and a 5 attack and a 5 defense. That back end and that front end are going to be able to plow through any one set of opponents. This rambling amount of moss, even when it dies, happens to turn into a Wrathwood Mossling that, if it can push through the opponent's lines, grows itself into a brand new Master Moss. This Master Moss is the best moss, the only moss, the Master Moss that you can bring
Master of
to any
Mosses.
plant deck.
I feel like since it has the Mossling in there, it's kind of like oh wait, but that's not all. Tell them what else they've won. And it's like, and also, even when they lose the Master Moss today and this day only, they're gonna get the Wrathwood Master Mossling. And
Yes.
you know, like it definitely feels like that kind of nonsense going on. I like it.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah,
Because
good times.
not only with your Master Moss, you get the Wrathwood Mossling attachment. This is a 2/2 plant troop. Not only does this plant troop have the ability to not necessarily die unless it gets -2/-2, if it happens to deal additional damage, you're going to get your very own new Wrathwood Master Moss. It's recycling at its finest.
Yeah. So good times, like fun stuff. And actually, I like our little, if anybody tuned in, anything outside of the first 30 seconds of the show, we're going to have our fun little, our entries from now on. I think Mokog's going to come up with some.
I'm going to write them down, and I'll be honest, it's going to be like half blatant. It's going to be a hex version of what
Game
the
show stuff?
Lurkcast does.
Well,
and that's where it came from.
I think we can come up with like other game show ones too.
Oh, I'm going to get creative. I'm going to get creative function.
Yeah.
Let it be known. It's going to be very hexy, but that's where the inspiration's coming from. Because I'm like, man, those guys do such a good job.
I'm very easily amused, and I was very amused by that. So that was fun. But yeah, until next time, you guys have a nice rest of your week, and hopefully we'll be seeing you next week here on the General's Tent. Good night.
Ooh, maybe we'll get PvE next week.
Oh, well, we'll see.
Thanks for watching. Be sure you click that like and subscribe button to help support the channel. Also, leave a comment below. Your thoughts and suggestions are always welcome. If you'd like to check out some of additional content, we have a couple links to videos below, as well as a link to our Twitch channel, where we'll do a giveaway every time we do a stream for Hex. We give away everything from cards to packs to gold. All sorts of things can be done on the Twitch channel. Also, I really like to thank you for making it to the end of the video. Not everyone watches to the end. It really matters for how the channel operates, and every second that you're here watching provides support. Thank you for giving me your time and energies. And as always, I'm Mokog, and this is HexHunter.